You just can't lose those games. You just can't. When you're fighting for what the Mariners are fighting for, can't afford to drop those. Wins are so hard to get. It is very hard to win a baseball game. And you have a win, you've got it in your pocket. You can't lose these or it will come back to bite you. What is up? What is going on, everybody? Welcome back and welcome into the Seattle Mariners post-game recap. A brutal 5-4 loss tonight in Cleveland for the Mariners. They fall to 72-63 on the season. As always, if you guys can do me the big three, if you can still like the video, I know the frustrating loss, but the like helps me out, not the Mariners. Comment your thoughts on the team and the game down below. I'm sure it'll be a fun one. And then subscribe if you're new or lurking as well. I mean, it's hard not to look at a game like this, and when this team has missed playoff opportunities and missed it by a game, these are the games you look back on. It's right there for you. A lot of different, a lot of ammo tonight in terms of who let you down. The offense scoring 4 in the first and then not scoring at all for the final 8 innings, not even an add-on run somewhere. A bullpen implosion. Yeah, the Royals had some bloops. Rocchio's was a little bit of a dinky hit. Martinez in the 8th. But here's the thing. Nolan Jones had a solid double before that. If you can get him out, that little base hit doesn't kill you. He's on first. He's not going to be on third because you're not going to make a throw home. Martinez's little infield hit doesn't hurt you if you don't walk 2 guys in front of him. So the Mariners pitchers only have themselves to blame, right? Little bloops won't kill you if you're not walking the world or giving up base hits to guys in front of them that they're not going to come back to hurt you there. And to not add on after that first inning is just, you gotta do it. Listen, I do think this team can win games with 4 runs, but when you get 4 in the first, you got to find a way to dink and dunk your way to at least 1 or 2 more runs there. You do that and you win this ball game, and it leaves us just with more questions than answers. I'm not going to go over the standings. The other games aren't over. It's not about the standings here. Mariners will still mathematically be in pretty good shape to get in the playoffs. But when you're trying to win a division here against Houston, can't have this. You can lose a game 10-0. We all knew they weren't going to go 28-0 the rest of the way, right? We all know that. But when you have a game that's there and you have a game that you can put in there, go, listen, we got one. We started out the road trip, got a W, and the goal is to win series and whatnot. You can't lose those games, and that's going to be everyone's frustration here. It's not necessarily that a loss. You can still win the series here, and I think they have a good chance to do that, and hopefully they will and have a good road trip. But when you have wins, you've got to secure them. This was going to be what I was going to talk about on Wednesday had they blown that 4-0 lead. Now, 2 games in a row, they've almost blown 4-0 leads, which can't happen. It all can't happen, but that for sure. You can't lose those games in these races. You can't. You will not win the division doing this. Will you get in the playoffs? Maybe. Kansas City is a flawed team, so gun to my head, I still think they get in. Just to throw a little optimism in there. But man, it's hard. This is a game you go look at their odds, and Fangraphs will say, 87% to get in. And it's hard as a fan to think that's the case. It's hard when you see games like this to do it. And let's talk about some individual performances. First of all, man, I'm assuming Gabe Spire was down, and I'm not going to get on Dan for that. If he's down for a reason, he's down. Some that's probably out of Dan's control. This is a series where you need Gabe Spire. This is a lineup with all lefties or switch hitters. I actually, you could make a case that Gabe would have been a better option in the 9th and 8th, just to have Spire throw 2 innings. You don't want to do that and burn him for the rest of the series. But man, you need him in this series. Hopefully everything's okay. But the fact that he wasn't even warming up, I don't think it was, we want to give Gabe a couple days off. I don't think that is anything. I don't think that's it at all. They're not doing that. They had a day off yesterday. This is a lefty heavy lineup. I think there was just a reason he was down. Maybe his arm didn't bounce back from Wednesday. Maybe he threw a little bit before the game and wasn't feeling right. Maybe he's sick. Gosh, I hate to say, but even if you're sick at this point in the year, like, pump some IV and get in there, man. I don't know what it is. Maybe Dan's talking about it right now, but Matt Brash has got to be better, man. You can't walk those 2 guys. The Martinez hit, even the Bo Naylor grounder probably should have dealt play. It's not hard contact, but when you're walking guys, He walks Manzardo and he walks Jose Ramirez and Manzardo. I mean, decent hitters, but you can't walk guys. I mean, and listen, this is a game when you held Steven Kwan and Jose Ramirez pretty much in check for the most part. Ramirez is on base twice. Kwan gets the game-winning sac fly. Like, I mean, it was a fly out. The just runner was on third. Can't lose those games against Cleveland. Like, if Kwan and Ramirez blast you and Manzardo, I guess Manzardo had a pretty good game, but if Kwan and Ramirez kill you, you can tip your cap, but it wasn't. It's Nolan Jones, who has like half of his home runs this year against the Mariners, or 2 of his 5, and whatnot. So you can't have that. You can't. Brash has got to be better. We've talked about Munoz, and I've defended and said, hey, he still gets the job done. Did not today. Didn't do it. He couldn't get, the leadoff double, and that was that. After that was a little bit of unfortunate stuff, sure. And gosh, can the Mariners make one throw and play at home plate that's not a disaster? Like, every time the Mariners have a play at the plate, not only do they not get the out, the ball bounces 900 feet away and runners are just going all over the place. Can we have one? Like, honestly, Randy probably should just eaten that ball. Well, on the Rocchio one, probably should just eaten it and just said, fine, Jones scores, keep Rocchio at first. I know if Randy makes the play, that's not what I'd be saying, but I do wonder if he just, and I don't know, maybe a throw he had him there. I don't know. That's just not where I'm an expert at those things, like, the timing of it. I'm going to say, like, even Julio on the throw home, I thought he didn't time his jump catch really well there. Thought he had enough time to get kind of under that ball coming in on it and make a better throw home. But again, that's kind of ticky-tacky stuff. That's so easy to say after the fact a little bit. But you do wonder if Randy just eats that. Kwan flies out, maybe, see what happens. Maybe get to extras and win it, but just can't get there in the first place. Victor Robles starting his suspension today. It went down to 7 games, so that's good. After today, you face mostly right-handed pitchers for the next few games, so it should be fine. Offense, I mean, such a great start to this game. Driving home from work, and they're up 2-0 before an out's even made. Polo hits the home run. It's 4-0. You've got Allen on the ropes. He settles in and goes 6 innings. Got to knock a guy out. You got to deliver a knockout blow. You cannot get 4 runs an inning and allow a starter to settle in and go 6. I mean, listen, you can't calculate or not calculate. You can't distribute runs and stuff like that. So it's like they did score 4 runs. Had they scored 1 in the first, 1 in the fourth, 1 in the sixth, 1 in the seventh, we may feel a little bit differently about the offense today. But the point is they got those 4 runs, before, the third out of the inning. Garver gets a hit after that. You had a chance for more. It looked like a game they were going to cruise to, maybe have one of those 10-1 wins and save the bullpen or something. And now you're fighting for it. Now you got to face better starters, right? Now you got Gavin Williams and Tanner Bybee the next 2 days. Now Cleveland can climb back into this, right? I told you you're going to get everything Cleveland has in this series. I'm not talking to you guys, not your problem that the Mariners blew the game, but Cleveland's going to fight. This is their chance. If they sweep this series, they're 3 back. That's going to give them a chance and maybe get the tiebreaker somewhere based on division records. So all of a sudden they're climbing back into this. And you're letting the division slip away. I mean, Houston is so vulnerable this year. And I don't mean that. Houston's done a nice job battling those injuries to still be in first place. Everything is there for you. And you can't lose this game. You can't. I'm never going to be the fan that says, well, that's it. This is what causes the downfall, because we don't know, right? They are still in good position overall. I'm talking playoffs, division. We'll see. Let's check the scores. Actually, I'm curious now. Great. I got to go back. Oh, great. MLB.com moves slower. You can tell I'm feisty. Angels look like they're about to take the lead. Detroit is up on Kansas City. I mean, you could be frustrated both ways, right? If Houston wins or loses, you could have gotten to a game back. If Kansas City loses, you could have been 4 up. So, even them losing shouldn't ease the pain necessarily, right? It shouldn't make you go, oh, well, at least those teams lost. I mean, it will give me a little bit of this, but I shouldn't have that at it. It should be frustrating that you had a chance to climb back in. I mean, you're going to have to pass these teams. Kansas City already passed, but Houston, you can't just go, oh, well, Houston still lost. I mean, you could maybe sweep Houston later in the year. Who knows? it's just fun. And the road woes continue as well. The only guy that really, George Kirby was fine, right? He was more than fine. 7 innings, 2 earned runs. George Kirby deserved a victory tonight. George Kirby doesn't get any, you'd be nice not to give up those home runs, but I can't get on a guy for giving up 2 runs in 7 innings. Offense fell asleep for 8 innings. Munoz and Brash look like they're running on fumes. They do. And I don't think they've been overworked necessarily because they've had a lot of days off at times too. This back end of the bullpen has got to perform. It has got to perform. I think someone just stepped on one of our dogs, so everything's messing up here. Every video is someone with the dogs. I'm just making sure the dog's alive. Okay, I think we're good. Gosh, dogs dying, Mariners blowing saves. It's a party over here. The back end of the bullpen has got to be better, and it's nerve wracking because they are just not. I mean, I probably right now, if you asked me, Jay, who do you trust the most in this bullpen? It's probably Gabe Spire. It probably isn't. And on Wednesday, he's hitting a guy with the bases loaded. And then is he not available tonight? I don't know. Maybe we can get something on that. Let me see if I can pull up Twitter and see, because I'm really curious why Gabe wasn't in there, because that 8th inning probably should have been Gabe Spire. Let's see, Gabe Spire. Let's see. Sorry for doing this on the video. I'm just kind of perplexed. I don't know. I don't see anything, but and then some of the base running, right? Caught stealing twice. I don't get why Randy was called. It seemed like Ramirez was blocking Randy on that double to be a triple. I don't get why that's not interference there, but whatever. I mean, it's big because you could have had a runner at third and probably add on 1 run there. Yeah, just listen, hopefully it's just 1, and you bounce. Listen, win tomorrow. Still got a chance to win the series. It's what the goal is here is to win a series. It's, I don't know. I don't know. Just frustrating. It's just a frustrating loss. And yeah, I don't know much else to say. George Kirby was good. Good to see Polanco heating up a bit from the right side of the plate. That's a couple home runs for him now, hitting right-handed. That's good to see. Like to see Cal get back in the swing of it. He did have, I think, a couple walks today. I'm not even going over the box score. I don't have the heart to do it. But Naylor has a base hit, but then Polanco the double play right after. I'll tell you who is frustrating me offensively. JP has been awful. And the funny part is, like, you don't need JP to be great right now. You just need him to be fine. Like, I don't know what other word to use. He doesn't have to be a fantastic player, but he's been awful. He's been awful. And you need him to be just decent. And he had a couple big at-bats today where, he could have added on a run. He had some on Wednesday where, he gets a base hit in these games, are pulling away. It's not just JP's responsibility to drive in runs, but he's got to do something, right? Like, he's got to find a way to do something there. I don't know where to go with it because, man, with this team and this history, like, I don't want to tell you guys, like, okay, let's take a deep breath. I feel like I never want anybody to think I'm talking down to anybody when I'm doing that. I'm not. Like, you do still have what you need right in front of you. And you hope this isn't the start of it, right? Like, it's a tough loss. It's frustrating that there's still a path to win this series. Logan shuts him down tomorrow. Offense breaks out, and you're okay, right? You're still in good shape here. But when you've only got so many games left, it's just, and it's not even the walk-off loss, right? Had this game been like 3-0 or 2-2, or sorry, not 3-0, like 3-2, 2-2 the whole way, back and forth, it would fall into more of it happens. But you're up 4-0. You were up 4-0 with 12 outs to go, and you lost. That's another thing, too. It wasn't just 4-0 in the first. It was 4-0 going to the bottom of the 6th. In fact, I think it was 4-0 through 5 1/3. So when you're 11 outs away with a 4-run lead, you got to close that. So it's not just a 4-0 lead. It was having it late in the game. It's having it that late in the game. You've got to finish that. You've got to win these games. And I don't, now it's like you feel like, okay, now they got to turn it around and find a game where they're losing and come back and win. It's they don't have to do that, but you can't afford, a better way to say it, you can't afford a lot of these. You really can't. For the division, you can't afford any. For the playoffs, you're probably in a position where you can afford 1 or 2. You can. You probably can afford 1 or 2 of these if we're just talking playoffs. Division, you can't. You cannot. That's not saying they won't win the division. I don't know. I will never come on here and tell you. I don't speak in absolutes until the absolutes happen, right? Until the division is over, then I'll say it's over. Till then, I don't know because I don't want to be the guy that's, oh, they're not going to win. And then they, win 6 in a row. I'm not going to be the guy that, oh, hey, this thing is over. And then they lose 6 in a row because baseball's a weird sport. Sports are weird. It happens all the time, especially in baseball because it's every day. It's just constantly happening. I guess that's the good news back out tomorrow. If there's a football loss, you have to dwell on this for a week, and that sucks. At least with baseball, you get to come back right away. But going back to what I was saying about it costing a division, kind of contradicting myself because I said you can't afford to lose these games. They could still win it. My point is you have no margin for error with the division. With the playoffs, you kind of have a little bit. If we're just talking, again, strict getting into the dance, you do have it a little bit where you might be able to get away with 1 or 2 of these, but bullpen scares me a little bit, not going to lie. Munoz is making me nervous. Brash doesn't have the command control that he needs. And gosh, you need Gabe Spire. I mean, if you don't have Gabe Spire, you're not, it's going to be very tough, especially against lefty heavy lineups. The offense has got to add on. 4 runs is not a terrible day, but you've got to find a way to squeak out another run or 2. In there, I don't want to. It almost feels like they got it 4-0 and coasted a little bit. I never want to question guys' effort and stuff because I'm some guy that just finished a plate of nachos going, these guys don't want it. Okay, shut up, Jay. But it did kind of feel like they got up and just sort of coasted to it a little bit, and then it got dicey. And again, were there some bloops from Cleveland? Yes, there absolutely were. Rocchio's hit was complete BS. So was Martinez. But you put yourself in those positions, right? You don't give up the base runners before. Those won't kill you. I'm mad at Brash for the walks, right? The hit doesn't bother me. That just happened, right? It's the walks. With Munoz, it's the Nolan Jones hit. You got to get those guys out. You bottom at the order, though. You've got to retire Nolan Jones, man. You do. Because a leadoff double, it doesn't take much to score them. It's a couple grounders. And Cleveland's a contact team. They're not a great offense, but they'll put the ball in play and they'll score. Stephen Kwan's the last guy you want to see there with a runner at third and nobody out because he's going to put the ball in play. Rocchio runs well. You're toast. You're toast there. So you've got to get the Nolan Joneses out. Then if Rocchio bloops one, it doesn't matter. I mean, maybe it does. Maybe they still score. But, in that instance, it's not going to hurt you all that much. So bounce back tomorrow, win tomorrow. I mean, it's all we can do, right? I can't do much more. Can't go out and make trades right now. There's nothing you can really do. There was an interview last week with Jerry DiPoto, and he kind of said the same thing. And listen, I think there's a lot of gray with Jerry. I don't think he's great, but I also think maybe there's a lot of over criticisms too. This isn't meant to be a point on Jerry, but he kind of said right now it's kind of up to the guys on the field, right? Not much else we can really do. The games have got to be played. 27 more to go if we survive it. I will say this: if they don't get in the playoffs this year, I will have gaskets blown. It is brewing in me because this would be 3 years of doing this and not getting to talk playoffs will absolutely. But I mean, I'm being dead honest. If they didn't get in, it might push me over the edge to just not do the videos. That's not for you guys and gals, but it would just be so gut wrenching. So let's go. Let's end with a happy thought. Logan Gilbert's been pitching better. Sometimes when you have a game like this, you throw it away, you bounce back, win the next day. I'm repeating myself a bunch, so I'm going to get out of here. Comment, subscribe. And as always, oh, you know what? Last thing I'll say. Okay. Last road trip started with a 1-0 win where they just held on to that first inning run and they lost the first game. And it was a bad road trip. Maybe it's going reverse. Maybe this starts out with a terrible loss and you turn it around and have a good road trip. Go Mariners. Peace.